Hello, greetings, welcome. Let's begin. Now, the foundation of Hermetics is in observing the rising and falling away thoughts, getting separation of consciousness and objects. That's the fabric. Then taking that consciousness and raising its vibration up to non-dual light and up through the higher realms to Nibbana. That's what initiation is about, raising frequency, ascension. So first, we want to observe the rising and falling away and identify the consciousness itself. What is it which we are going to raise in frequency? What ascends? So we need a timer, 2-minute timer. Observe your thoughts for 2 minutes. Sit very quietly while you're doing this. Don't touch the thoughts. Just be a silent observer. Let your mind recognize itself. Let consciousness recognize consciousness. Now we have consciousness in the body. We have consciousness in our astral ego. We have consciousness in our intellect. We have consciousness in the spirit. The more quiet you are, consciousness rises into spirit. So you're basically not allowed to touch anything. Be very, very, very silent. Quietly observe thoughts arise and fall away. Observe consciousness and establish what it is which ascends. That becomes very, very self-evident when you become quiet and you accumulate stillness around the act of observing. Observe for 2 minutes attentively. Have a little bit of a vibe of a mouse, a cat stalking a mouse, or a hawk looking at its prey. You want to have a slight bit of intent in observing. You want to bring your will to the edge so that you don't wander off. It's your will which keeps you present. So a little bit of will, a little bit of attentiveness to really focus in, stay tuned, like a warrior. If you're aspiring and you don't concentrate, you get punched in the face. If you're meditating and you don't concentrate, you fail. So we want to have a certain degree of strength in will in our ability to observe. So sit very quietly, hit the timer, 2 minutes on of observing, 2 minutes of journaling, alternate backwards and forwards throughout this process. The next few videos after this one will be going through facets of recognition of components so you can defabricate and identify the consciousness more deeply. Well, now we have to establish what is consciousness. So that means we have to not touch thought, generate and cultivate stillness so the thoughts get further and further away. And then we're in this place where you go, okay, this is what I'm developing. Consciousness is what is going to ascend. And we have to establish the root of what is mind. Okay, sit very quietly, observe your thoughts arise and fall away. 2-minute timer, on, off. I like to use a bell timer. Journal every 2 minutes, observe every 2 minutes. Work around how much time you have. I like to do 10 rounds, 5 minutes observing, 5 minutes of journaling. 5 rounds of observing, 5 rounds of journaling, and comes to about 20 minutes. And each of the following videos, I suggest about that same amount of time, about 20 minutes on each video, and journaling and really getting into the depths of information and perspective that each video will give you. The more different perspectives you get to this exercise, the more you can defabricate. You can't defabricate something if you can't see what that thing is. So we're going to go through a lot of different perspectives, a lot of different views, and defabricate everything, pull it apart, and then get to the heart of ascension. And the whole initiation process is built on this first exercise. Very important. Okay, so sit quietly, observe the rising, falling away. And when you do your journaling, maintain a continuity through the mindfulness, through the journal, back into the mindfulness. You don't want to have too many breaks in consciousness. Just keep it steady in your mind state. So mindfulness of observing the rising, falling away of thought continues while you fill your journal. Okay, let's continue. I'll see you in 20 minutes after you've done this exercise.